only 3 things. Oh, you precious beginner. Name my campaign final, use this. Picked sales, not traffic, prayed and clicked next. Meta asked website, I said that is correct. Then my pixel and CAP, I got into a text. The campaign holds ad sets and the ad sets hold ads. Folders having folders because something went bad. Special ad category, no, calm down my friend. It's a necklace for dad, not affordable rent. ABO, CBO, where does the $5 go? Advantage Plus said, trust me, which did not help me. No, I touched one tiny toggle, one harmless little click. Meta moved the budget and renamed all of it. Folders all the way down. Campaign up top, ad set in the middle, ads running around. CPM went up, CTR went down. CPC called in sick and TPA left town. Pixel scene goes, CAPI says I got it. Learn and limited, stamped it on my forehead. Folders all the way down. I came to sell a necklace, now I'm air traffic control. Ad set broad US 25 to 65. 9 underscores and duplicate 5. 7-day click, 1-day view. Attribution blues, 3 ATCs, 2 ICs and purchases 0. Cool. ROAS shows a dash like it's protecting state secrets. Frequencies 1.2. I don't know if I should read it. Duplicated one ad. Meta somehow created 8. 6 are in review. 1 is draft and 1 sells real estate. Campaign says the goal. Ad set says who, when, and spend. The ad is what they see. Why did that require 47 drop downs? Folders all the way down. ABO, CBO, CPC, alphabet 2 by the pound. The clicks came cheap, but no one bought. So ATC and CVR are having difficult thoughts. $5 bought an answer and it's a pizza guess. Turn the loser off with love, go test the next mess. Folders all the way down. We're not feeding slot machines, we make decisions now. Publishing changes. 1 error found. Of course there is.
Smooth his wrinkled face, sitting by the laptop like a coach before a race. You're not here to conquer, just find out. Can this product earn a click without draining the account? Objective set to sales, website purchase at the end. ABO gives every ad set its own $5 friend. Broad audience, 1 ad, no interest in a pile. Find qualified traffic, don't finance reels for a while. You might return as clicks, you might return as cards. You might disappear inside a CPM chart. Whatever Meta does, remember your assignment. Come back with a sale or at least some data. $5, go be somebody. March into Meta like you own the lobby. Come back with a sale or at least some data. Make one useful decision before we see you later. $5, go be somebody. If CPC hits $2 and purchases are none, we salute your service and shut off the fun. $5. Go be somebody, and please do not click your own ad. At 8, he was active by 10. He was learning by lunch. 2 impressions, $5 bill burning. CPM wore a tuxedo, CTR played dead. Pixel saw a page of view, then refused to elaborate. I refreshed Ads Manager 47 times. That does not lower CPC, I checked the guidelines. Then 1 link click arrived, another followed near. $5 came home carrying a tiny souvenir. What is it? Data. Oh. A test is a filter, not a tattoo. A loser isn't personal, it isn't the ad for you. Be a card counter, not a gambler chasing sparks. Failures buy answers, winners earn another stock. did your duty. Next brave Bill, go be somebody. Did we win? We learned.
Product page offer. Product page and offer. Product page offer. Made a message card for a daughter and dad. The words hit the heart and the mock-up looked rad. Launched 2 little ads at $5 a day. One clicked, one ghosted. Perfectly meta that way. Then my phone made the sound every merchant enjoys. A stranger bought the necklace, not my mom, not the boys. I jumped from my chair, scared, sound the alarms. My accountant cleared her throat and gently folded her arms. The ad earned attention, the product page played its part. The offer made sense and the message found a heart. When the pieces work together and the numbers all check out, you might have the start of 1 in, 3 out. 1 in, 3 out. That's the engine everybody's trying to figure out. Give me the 1C3 and revenue come around. But revenue, not profit, get the calculator out. 1 in, 3 out.
Find the phrase, test the ad, the evidence get loud.
Don't force it, don't romance it, let the numbers talk it out.
We're building toward
1 in, 3 out.
$1 strutted in, 3 came through the door. COGS took a sandwich, then shipping to ask for more. Processing fees took change from the job beside the stairs. Refund set a calendar, invite marked. We might be my ROAS. Wore a party hat, a beautiful 3.0. My accountant opened Excel and said there's more you need to know. Break even, CPA, drew a line across the floor. Stay underneath this number if you like to keep some more. Most tests should stop. That's the filter doing the work for rare ones. Another round to prove it wasn't a word.
Be a card carrier, not a gambler chasing heat. Build an engine you can measure, then confirm you can repeat.
Product page and offer.
Everybody pull together. 1 in, 3 out. Not a promise, not a shortcut, trust the engine. We seek out. Spending small, read the story. If the win on more round, profits will survive. And when everybody leaves, don't flow. 1 in, 3 out.
When the product, the page, and ad all pull together now.
That first sale says a stranger, the thing you put out. Don't buy the act. Keep testing toward 1 in, 3 out.
Robotic contribution, margin remains positive. Nobody embodied the spreadsheet.
What's up? Try that again. My mic was muted. Don't hold it against me. How's everybody in Shiny Land today? We got good showing today. Sandy from Tennessee, what is up? I think all of the United States is just hot right now. Yesterday, I'm in Kansas City. Yesterday, the heat index was like 110. 110. What on earth? What's up from Belgium? How you doing? Welcome to the party. We got Denver in the house. Way to go. UK. I love the UK. Texas. What is going on? I always say Texas is like a whole different country. We got North Carolina. What is up? I'm actually going to be in North Carolina in about 2 weeks. Naples, Florida, in the house. How you doing, buddy? Hope we're well. We got Jacksonville. Arthur, you're awesome, dude. This guy, you are always here, buddy. It's always good to see you. Welcome to another Coffee with Shina. We got Phil somewhere. I can't find his comment. Phil is here. What's up, Phil? How's it going? Soul. Yeah. This is like the third or fourth one in a row. Look at this guy. Dedication. This guy's going to put points on the board come Q4. The Bronx. All right. Arizona, Salt Lake City. It's a beautiful city. Idaho. We're at in Idaho. You ever seen any moose? Is it moose or meese? Moose. It's got to be moose. What's up? All right. We got a good one today, guys. I'm going to be going over low budget Facebook ad methods to get your first sale. And really, even if you've already made your first sale, these are still really great testing methods to save money. We're going to be getting all into that. You're going to like it. What's up? Iowa. How goes it? Okay. So it's going to be good. So basically, if you've never made a sale or you have made a sale and maybe you're spending too much on ads or you want to find some budget testing methods, I've got a really cool one I'm going to show you today. This one I unashamedly stole from Chris Blair. Chris Blair kind of came up with this one. He came up with it a long time ago, like 7-8 years ago. He's been using this thing for 7-8 years consistently, and it's consistently produced results. So I think you're going to like this one. It's a tried and true method. It seems to survive all the changes on Meta, which is great news because you know how much Meta changes. So I think you're going to dig it. All right. Let's go. Do me a favor. Like the post. Subscribe. Hit the, if you're on YouTube or whatever, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Do all that fun stuff. If you're on Facebook, share us on your wall. That'd be pretty freaking cool. Leave a comment. Just like it. All that stuff would be fun. We'd appreciate it. And all of this tickles the algorithm, boosts us so that we can get discovered. And at Shine On, that means the world does, because we don't have a big marketing budget. We're not out there constantly running ads, trying to acquire new merchants. We're trying to, but we're not there yet. We can't afford a Super Bowl commercial, as I like to say. So until then, we depend on the kindness of incredible people like you. So if you could do that, I would sincerely appreciate it. We are running a little bit of a $5 Shine Cash giveaway. I'm going to call this a giveaway. It's not really a challenge. If you watch today's episode and you take notes or you learn something, just share in the Facebook group what you learned. That's it. Just turn around, write up a post in the Facebook group, share what you learned with others. It'd be great if you could do it in kind of a teaching style so that if somebody didn't watch the Coffee with Shine On, they could learn from your post whatever that thing is that got your attention. If you do that, we will give you $5 in Shine Cash. $5 in Shine Cash. All you got to do, watch this, pick up a nugget, one golden nugget, turn around, write a post about it, drop it in the Facebook group. You'll have $5 in Shine Cash coming your way. This is for anybody who watches this, by the way. So do that and you get $5 in Shine Cash. Now, I just kind of accidentally jumped. So I do have some new products that I'm going to talk about. New products coming your way. Everybody's been asking me for new products. It just never stops. You guys are relentless. It never stops. Well, I do have 3 new products coming. We have more behind it that I'm not really ready to talk about yet. But I have new products coming your way, and we're going to talk about them now. You guys ready to see some new products? Give me the gym emoji in the chat if you want to see some new products. The gym emoji in the chat if you want to see some new products. And while you were doing that, I forgot to share this video in the Facebook group. So I think I need to go do that real quick. Yes, I do. All right. So you fill up the chat with gym emojis. I want to see a gym emoji waterfall. Gym emoji waterfall in the chat. Trying to buy some time here. And I'm going to share. Share. There we go. Let's go. You know, it used to be, back in the day, we used to live stream all of these streams directly into the Facebook group. It was awesome. It was just so easy to watch. The community was super engaged. It was just a great place to do it. And for some reason, Facebook, I don't know what their deal is, but they took away the feature. So we've struggled ever since then to figure out how to get the live stream into the group. All right, look at that. You guys are awesome. We got gyms and gyms and gyms and gyms and gyms. New products, love new products. Gyms and gyms and gyms. Very good. That's awesome. Awesome. Okay. Excellent. You guys rock. All right. Let's get into the new products then. If you really want to see them that bad, I think you're going to dig these. We've got some really cool ones coming. Okay. So here comes some new products. First of all, you can now engrave on the inside of the wallet. So it used to be you could only engrave on the outside of the wallet, or print rather. Now you can print on the inside of the wallet too. So look here, this is like the new area where you can print on the inside of the wallet now. So this is actually pretty cool, because one of the issues with the wallet as it exists today is if you want to try to sell a phrase on it, like, I mean, guys, you know, let's just be real. Most men are not going to walk around with some like lovey-dovey phrase on the outside of their wallet. They'll get beat up, right, by their friends. So most men are not going to do that, but you could hide it on the inside, right? And nobody will likely ever see it when it's on the inside. So that works. And then the guys don't get beat up. We can feel good about giving this as a gift to somebody else. No bloody noses, no black eyes going to come out of it. And we're good, right? So anyway, you can now print on the inside of the wallet. This will be really cool. Guys, the male niche, I don't really know what to call it. The like from wife to husband niche, even the from parent to son niche, it's actually a really big niche. It's tough to find the right product. That's the hardest part. But gifts for men, like as a keyword, is always trending if you look in any of the search tools. So like this could be good if you nail down the niche and you get a good phrase. So you're definitely going to like this. Next, again, with wallets. The next product is not wallet related, but this one is wallet related. This is a engraved wallet card, I suppose you could say. I keep calling it engraved. This one's engraved. Is this engraved or printed, Tammy? I actually think this might be printed, because I seem to recall in our meetings on this, we tested this with like putting a photo of like a couple on the card. Yeah, I swear this is printed on one side and can be engraved on the other. I don't want to oversell it, but I know that we kind of went deep with this product. So Tammy's saying it's engraved. Is it engraved on both sides, Tammy? Tammy's freaking out because I'm telling everybody wrong here. Is it engraved on both sides? I don't know if it is or not. I think it is. I feel like it is. Tammy may not know yet. At any rate, this one's coming too. So now think of this, guys. You have a bundle starting to form. You've got the wallet, which can be printed on the back or printed on the inside. And you have the engraved card here. I'm pretty sure you can like etch an image and stuff into this. I swear I saw that when in some of our meetings. So this is going to be a really cool one. More details to come on all this. By the way, I'm kind of told that some of these, if you go snooping around the catalog, you might find them. We haven't officially launched these yet, but you might be able to find a few of these in the catalog. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to it, but I've kind of been told that a few of you might be able to see it. All right, the next one. Now, the next one I think you guys are going to be really excited about. We've been asked about this one for years and years and years and years and years, and now we have it. It is an engraved band, engraved bracelet band. I don't know what you call it, but if you check it out, it's great for both males and females, and you can engrave on the outside and inside. Check that out. Isn't that pretty cool? It's one size fits all. You have like a bracelet band type of thing now. And I'm telling you, I'm excited for Q4 with this one. This one's going to be really fun, I think, come Q4. So those are the 3 products I have this week. We do have more products coming, guys. We're not done yet. We have more in the hopper that are like right there, like right at the finish line to launch. And then we have more in development coming your way. So we're really excited to bring these to you. So of all the products that I just went over, which ones were your favorite? I'm curious. Which ones were your favorite of all the products I just went over? So it was the printed wallet, like the printed inside of the wallet. Then it was the engraved wallet card. And then it was the bracelet. Which one did you like? So we got 1 vote for the bracelet, the band, 2 votes for the band, 4 votes for the band. I had a feeling. All right. Everybody loves the bracelets. Yeah. The cuff bracelet is going to be pretty freaking awesome. Okay. I'm told it's one-sided for the wallet card. So one-sided engraving for the wallet card. Pretty cool. By the way, if you look at the image of the wallet, notice this clear section over here. I mean, as a gift, you stick that inside stick the wallet card right inside of there. Might look pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, the bracelet's awesome. All right. Very cool. Glad you liked it. So more to come on that, guys. What is this? Oh, that's a messy slide. Ignore that one. You caught me. I forgot to skip that slide. Okay. First sale challenge. We've still got this up and going. Look, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this now because I'm going to be going over the first sale challenge more like throughout this session today. We're going to be talking about some technical stuff related to Facebook, and I'm almost certain I'm going to lose some people. So I'm going to keep referencing back to the first sale challenge because honestly, first sale challenge, like we have in-depth video walkthroughs of Facebook and like we'll guide you exactly through Business Manager and Ads Manager and setting up your first ads. And I'm not going to be able to do all that on this call today or on this Coffee with Shine On. So I am going to be referencing you back to this. Look, it's $5. It's less than the cost of a latte. I went to freaking Scooters the other day to get a latte, medium latte. It's like $6.50. It's like, holy crap, man. $6.50. So now $5 is less than the cost of the latte, guys. So $5, you get to invest in your future, invest in yourself, get some education, develop a skill, right? Like a marketing, ad generation, demand generation, like ad skill that you might be able to use the rest of your life. Think of that. It's incredible for $5. But this might be the best buy of your entire life, actually. If you spend $5 here, you get your store set up, you learn the skill, you run some ads, you hit a winner. This might be the best $5 you could ever spend in your entire life. Could be. No guarantees, but it could be, guys. Strongly suggest you consider it. All right, do me a favor. If you like the value we bring you here every week, we would just absolutely love a review. A review would mean the world to us. An honest review times 5 would be pretty freaking amazing. If you go to the Shopify App Store, just search for Print on Demand or Shine On, find us in the list, leave us an honest review. We would very much appreciate that. All right, are you guys ready for the Digital Marketer's Toast? Who here is new to Coffee with Shine On? Let me know in the chat. Who here is new to Coffee with Shine On? I want to see it in the chat right now. Who is new to Coffee with Shine On? Whoa, Ray in the house. What's up? Ray, so first of all, every single week we go live right here, and we're constantly teaching, educating. We do interviews with other merchants that are being successful. It's a great place to pick up tips and tricks and to always know what's new with Shine On. But depending on kind of where you're at, I would encourage you to join the $5, the first sale. So this was the first sale challenge. This guy right here, it's at shineonchallenge.com. I'll put this in the chat. Look, it's $5 and it walks you through setting up your store, your first products, and running ads, right? It's $5. It honestly is a fantastic place to start. Another place I could encourage you to go is POD University. So this is poduniversity.com. This is kind of what it looks like right here. And you'll notice over here on the left, we have walkthroughs. And if you go to beginner walkthroughs, I've got several hours worth of sessions here that go over like creating products, the fundamentals of print on demand, and using Shine On. And then if you go to advanced, we have all kinds of advanced education and stuff in here too. I wouldn't start in the advanced stuff unless you come to this with, preloaded with some chops, right? But those would be some great places to start. The path that we are starting to see merchants have a lot of success with is you come in. We have a $5 store build right now. So if you pay $5, we'll give you a store. We'll preload it with products, right? So now you have your store, you have products. Then we encourage you to take the $5 challenge, this first sale challenge here, because that really gets you up to speed on the basics. And then what we want you to do is roll into like a 30-day challenge or a 30-day cohort, right? This is kind of the path we are trying to design right now for all of our new merchants. That really is the path to success. Come in, get your store, get your products, right? That's technically kind of a big hurdle. We'll get you taken care of on that. Then first sale challenge is the fastest way to kind of like learn the fundamentals and get a win. That's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to get you to a win as fast as we can. And then we want you to join like a shorter like challenge or a cohort, so you can start to mingle with other people at Shine On and also learn all those ropes that like maybe you didn't pick up in the first sale challenge. So you can actually turn it into a business. You can go from one sale to 10 or 50 or 100 or 1,000 sales, right? That's really what we want to do. So that's the path I would recommend for everybody new. And of course, we're working on designing this at Shine On to make this really easy going forward. Awesome, Ray. You rock, dude. Very cool. And if there's anything we can do to support you along the way, you let us know. Okay, where was I at? All right, Digital Marketers Toast. So Ray is new. Who else is new? So here we got My Shop Online as second time. That's cool. Look at this. The last Shine On challenge I did, I sold over $11,000 in 6 weeks from a standing start. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. Imagine if you could take $5 and turn it into 11,000. I told you this could be perhaps the best $5 you've ever spent. I told you that, didn't I? Yes, I did. I did. Ooh, look at this. We got another first timer in the house. You get ready, buddy, because we're about to do what we call the Digital Marketers Toast. We do this every week, every single week. It does require some kind of liquid in a container, right? You need a vessel of some sort with some liquid in it in order to partake. But this thing is magical, guys. This thing, the Digital Marketers Toast, will set you up for success, long-term success in your print-on-demand career. I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek here. Every week we do this. There are people that report feeling tinglies from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet. People just get lucky, man. You just get lucky when you take the Digital Marketers Toast. It increases the luck factor, right? Like if this were, if life were an RPG, your luck gets, up 4, 5, 100 points, something like that. Whatever the RPG is in your world. You get my drift, huh? It changes everything, and it changes everything for the better. There are some people that report getting sales after the Digital Marketer's Toast. Not joking. I'm telling you, there's power in the toast, people. But you got to believe. You got to believe. All right, you ready? Raise up your glasses, mugs, bottles, and flasks. Join me now for the Digital Marketer's Toast. Here's to more conversions, more cash, cheaper CPMs, and lower CACs, higher CTRs, much higher CVRs to enable ad accounts and big bank accounts, upsells, downsells, and cross-sells, to winning products and repeat sales, to the thing that everybody knows, the riches are in the niches, but also your email flows. Cheers, everybody. Very good. Perfect. You guys feel that? Do you feel anything shift? I can tell you what, the clouds came and the sun went away for a little bit. It's been 110 degrees here, so I'll take it. That's my little sign that things are changing, right? All you new people are like, man, I don't know if I want to stay here. These guys are kind of weird. Yeah, well, get used to it. This is the best and greatest print-on-demand company on the freaking planet, bringing to you the greatest entrepreneurial opportunity in the history of the world. You get to take an idea that's in your head, put it on a product using free tools like Canva, then sell that product to customers you've never met. And then you never have to package, touch, or ship anything because we do literally all of that for you, right? There's just been nothing like this in history, ever, in the history of the world. And we do it all from our factory in Florida. Oftentimes, our fulfillment times are like 2 to 3 days. Sometimes we're even doing same-day turnaround, and it takes like 2 to 5 business days to get to your customer. High-quality products, ship fast from the U.S. We're paying our employees fair wages. I mean, come on, guys. Just come on. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let me keep going here. Okay. Today, low budget Facebook ad methods to get your first sale. So I'm going to quickly record the intro to the YouTube video here. I'm going to have to wing it. I forgot to write a script. So here we go. Let's see. Today, we are going over low-budget Facebook ad methods to get you your first sale. I'm Michael Chris, CEO of Shine On, a print-on-demand fulfillment company based out of Lutz, Florida. We create, package, and ship all of the products for you every time you make a sale, so you don't have to worry about any of it. Today, we're going to show you how you can run Facebook ads for just $5 a day. If that sounds good to you, let's get into it. All right, there we go. We're going to try that. Okay, low-budget Facebook ad methods to get your first sale. Who here has run a Facebook ad before? Let me know in the chat. Who here has run a Facebook ad before? Let me know in the chat. Hey, looky here. Goosebumps during the toast. Didn't I tell you guys? I told you. Every single time we do it, someone feels something because it's real. The power of it is real. You can't bring this many people together partaking in the same weekly ritual for years on end without the universe starting to notice. Now, look, I'm not really woo-woo or into all that energy and crystals and all that kind of stuff, but something happens. All right. So who has run a Facebook ad? Okay, so Halo's run a Facebook ad. All right, I've run a Facebook ad. Who has not run one? That's the question. So Janice has not run a Facebook ad. It's been a while, but I have run Facebook ads. Okay, very good. Me, but it was expensive. Okay, well, I got you covered today because we are going to keep this simple and easy and cheap. Stephanie, of course, Stephanie has. Stephanie's like a master at this point. It's good energy. Heck yeah. Never, because I don't know how. All right, I got you. Stay tuned. We are going to take care of you. Ray says, nope. Ray, this is going to be a great first coffee with Shine On for you, buddy. And I've done several. Okay, so we're going to be getting into this. I'm starting from the top, guys. So I really am like kind of doing today's presentation for noobs. So if you're noob, you're going to love it. If you've been around for a while, some of this is probably going to be things you've heard before. The only thing I'm going to say is when we get closer to the end where I have to get into the technical side and the tactical side, it's very difficult to do inside of one of my Coffee with Shine-Ons. And I decided not to do like over the shoulder screen sharing, which maybe I should have. So if you get lost, I'm going to constantly point you back to the $5 first sale challenge. It just is the best. Like, we have so much more time to get into each and every step and to walk you through everything so you don't get lost. So I would encourage you, if this topic is of interest to you and at any point you get a little bit, lost along the way, the $5 first sale challenge is where you go. It's shineonchallenge.com. Okay, let's get into this. All right. Why should you market your product at all? Why should you market your product at all? Now, I ask this, I'm being sincere when I ask this, because we have a lot of people that come through the doors and they just don't want to. They'd rather just have like an Etsy store or Amazon or something like that and just not have to worry about running ads at all, right? So why should you go out of your way to market your products at all? Well, here's a couple reasons. One, nobody even knows you. Nobody knows your store or your product exists, right? This is true, by the way, even when you start an Etsy shop or even when you put your product up on Amazon. Now, it is true that Etsy and Amazon are like search engines. So, discovery might be a little bit simpler, but even Etsy and Amazon, they have ads. They have Etsy ads, they have Amazon ads, because they know getting discovered, especially when you're new, is hard. It's hard. Right? So one reason to market your product is so people know about you. It's to tell people about your product in your store, right? Okay. Another reason to market your product is it puts your product in front of buyers. And then, and this is the coolest part, you can get feedback on your product and on your store and on your niche, right? You can get feedback through data that gets collected in Ads Manager. Ads Manager is like the tool inside of Facebook where you run your ads. So you get data inside of there. Like, Facebook will show you how many people saw your ad, how many people clicked your ad, how many people added your product to cart on your webpage, all kinds of data, right? So you get that data and you can learn from the data. But also when you're running ads on Facebook, people can leave comments and you can actually learn from the comments, right? People will come in, they'll straight up tell you if they think your product sucks, right? They'll tell you if they love it. Right. So you'll get to learn over time, like who it resonates with, who it doesn't resonate with. So all that's really good. Also, you can get some purchases, right? That is ultimately the end goal, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. Purchases, right? You can get some purchases from running your ads. But this is kind of the biggest takeaway, in my opinion, from running ads and like why I think if you should do this. You need to fail fast so you can learn fast, and then learn fast so you can win fast. Right? Whoever learns the fastest wins. Okay. And the fastest way to learn is to fail. Got me? So fail fast to learn fast to win fast. If you want to win, you got to learn. If you want to learn, you got to fail. You with me? So failure, guys, by the way, is just part of this. It's part of what you're signing up for when you do any business, let alone print on demand. Now, oh my goodness. I mean, I've sold tens of thousands of print on demand products, and I've run who knows how many ads. I mean, just a ridiculous amount of ads. And I will tell you, it's like 90% of all your products will fail. Right. And by the way, that's if you're experienced. If you're brand new, it's probably closer to like 95%. So you should get used to running ads and then not much happening. But the idea is, one of those products that you create gets locked in and becomes what we call a winner. And it goes kind of viral in a way, right? And again, I'm going to talk about this in a minute to make it a little more concrete. But then that one product, the 1 out of 20, let's say, that one product pays for all the other failures and generates a profit. That's the idea. This is the print on demand dream, by the way. It's to find that winner and then scale it to the moon. That is the business model when you're on Meta and Facebook. Etsy, if you take Etsy or Amazon, these sales, like, you don't have those highs. You don't quite have the same highs as you would get on Facebook. The sales are more consistent, but it can take a lot longer to generate your target levels of income, right? And again, nothing's guaranteed. Everything takes time, effort, and skill, probably a little bit of luck, right? If you run Facebook ads, if you spend money on Facebook, you're risking that money. You may never get it back, right? Everybody should just know that going into, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to be totally honest with you. That is the game that we kind of play. So again, just to repeat, you put your ads in front of people, you get data and feedback, you get to learn, then you get to improve, and you do it all over again, right? Fail, learn, win. Hopefully you make money. Fail, learn, win. Hopefully over time you make money. All right. So what is the ultimate goal of marketing, right? What's the ultimate goal here? Hopefully I just talked you into like kind of why you should do it, but at the end, what are we hoping to achieve? Well, obviously we want to make money, right? Obviously we want to make money. So we call this profitable paid acquisition, right? This is kind of the marketing term for it. You're acquiring customers profitably. That's the idea, right? That's the idea. So you want to be in a situation where you pay Facebook $1 and then you make greater than $1 back in profit, right? Now, there are a bunch of different business terms you're probably going to hear throughout this presentation. We're going to talk about revenue. We're going to talk about margin. We're going to talk about profit. So just know that when you spend $1 on Facebook and then someone buys your product, that's revenue, right? If you take your revenue and then you subtract your costs out of it, you get down to gross profit, right? Or profit, depending on, your numbers, if this makes sense. And I'm going to show you the math in a minute because I really want to make sure that this sinks in for everybody today. But again, the ultimate goal, what we're trying to achieve is you want to be able to buy customers profitably. Is this making sense to everybody? Let me know in the chat right now if this is making sense. You want to pay $1 to Facebook and then make more than $1 in profit, right? Let me know in the chat right now if this is making sense. I'm even realizing maybe I kind of wrote this a little wrong because you want to pay $1 to Facebook and then make any profit, right? But you get what I'm saying. Yes, making sense. Okay. Hopefully a lot of this is like common sense to most of you. Yeah, you got to pay to play. That's right. Okay. So $1 in, at least $1 back out. That's kind of the idea, right? So over here on the right, what you see here is this is the dollar. On the left is the dollar you pay Facebook. On the right is hopefully what you get back, right? ROAS there stands for return on ad spend. This is a metric inside Ads Manager, and it's one way of measuring how effective your marketing dollars are, right? That's kind of the idea. Sandy says I'm cutting out. Is anybody else experiencing me cutting out? Am I cutting out to anybody else? I'm like 15-30 seconds behind the chat. Everyone says I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. All right, so $1 in, and then you get hopefully at least $1 more out. And then return on ad spend is a way of measuring like how effective your marketing dollars are, right? So you can see here, I'm just giving you a visual example. If you put $1 in, you get $1 out, you have a 1 ROAS or return on ad spend, right? 1. You put 1 in, you get 1 out. If you put $1 in, you get 2 out. That's a return on ad spend of 2. If you put 1 in, you get 3 out. That's a return on ad spend of 3. I think 3 is a good, healthy target for shine on merchants. Doesn't mean you always achieve it. I have seen merchants reach profitability at 2. It's just thin, right? 3 is scaling territory. 2 is like you're committed and you're trying to figure it out. But if you only have 1, you're usually losing money. And I'll talk about the math in just a moment. All right, so why Meta and Facebook ads? So you're going to notice I'm not talking about TikTok. I'm not talking about like Reddit ads or X Twitter ads or any of that stuff. Why focus on Meta and Facebook? And you're going to find that like Meta and Facebook are e-com people's dream, right? Like it's where we live. We almost don't talk about other platforms. TikTok, we sometimes talk about, but even then, Facebook seems to be like the preferred place for e-com people to sell products. Why is that? Well, in the US alone, There are over 180 million people using Facebook. That's like over half the entire population in the United States. And the last time I looked up the metrics, it's something like 70% of these people log into Facebook every single day, right? So it's a huge audience. There is a marketing term for this, and it's a metric crap ton. That is a metric crap ton of people. Metric crap ton of people. And this is just in the US, by the way. You know, I'm not counting Canada. I'm not counting Latin America. I'm not counting anybody from Europe. You know, I'm not like if you were to stack up all the other English speakers in the world, for example, I mean, the number is just, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how large a number is, right? So there's just the audience you can reach on Facebook is just incredible. So it's got a huge reachable audience. It's easy to manage your ad budgets inside of Ads Manager. It's probably the fastest way, in my opinion, to get feedback on your product from real people, like not from your mom or your dad or your friends or whatever, but it's probably one of the easiest ways to get feedback from real people. And you can scale, baby. So this is something that a lot of people don't think about. And until you've scaled a product, you don't realize how important this is. But we call, in the marketing world here, we call Facebook the king of scale, the king of scale. So even on TikTok, if you run ads and you find a winner, you just cannot hit the same numbers that you can hit on Facebook. I'm going to share some examples here purely for educational purposes. Again, your results aren't guaranteed and all that stuff, right? I think you all know I'm not selling a get-rich-quick scheme here. I personally have taken a product from 0 to over 1,000 sales a day in about a week here with Facebook ads. It costs a lot of money on ads to do that, but I was making a lot of money, so it all worked, right? I was able to manage the float with a credit card, and my bank account got bigger. It was pretty awesome, right? But from 0 sales to 1,000 sales a day in about a week, that is the power of Facebook. It's like once something starts humming on Facebook, it just, for a little while, it feels impossible to reach the ceiling, depending on how good the product is and stuff, right? So incredible scale is available on Facebook. So you can reach a bunch of people and you can scale. Like it will just, once you get a product kind of dialed in, it almost just, sometimes it just feels like there's no limit to how much money you can give Facebook and then the amount of buyers it can find for you, right? All right. So now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. Okay. So I'm going to start getting into how you set all this up. I am telling you, this is where things might get a little bit challenging to follow, especially if you're new. Okay. So again, I'm going to refer you back to the first sale challenge. If you get lost, this probably feels a little bit salesy, this coffee with shine on. We do sell things from time to time. We'd be horrible marketers if we didn't. But that's actually not really the intention of today's call. I'm not trying to turn this into like a webinar or anything like that. And also this product's only $5. It's not like I make a lot of money on it anyway. However, like I realize that what I'm about to get into, it can be a little abstract and it's kind of hard sometimes to follow, especially when you're new and you haven't been in Ads Manager and things like that. And I'm just trying to tell you, if you're interested in learning Facebook ads, this is a great starting point. The first sale challenge, it is just $5, and hopefully we can get you to your first sale in the challenge. Again, nothing's like guaranteed, but if we can get you your first win, you'll get a taste for this. You'll see what it's all about. Also, you'll have this incredible moment of earning your first dollar online, which is incredible. We love helping people do that. So $5 challenge is really where that's at. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to refer back to this probably 1 or 2 more times for the end of today's session. Okay, so to run Facebook ads, you need your Shopify store. You need a business manager. Inside your business manager, you need an ad account. And then inside your ad account, you need a pixel, right? And the pixel gets connected to your Shopify store. And that is how Shopify sends data back to Facebook so that Facebook knows who's buying, who's adding to carts, who's initiating, right? The pixel is like Facebook's little spy that kind of follows people around the internet, tracks their behavior, and then makes sure that when you run your ads for a necklace that Facebook's showing your ads to someone that has a higher potential to buy, right? So the pixel is how Facebook does data collection at scale. There's almost no other way to put it, right? So Shopify store, right? Everybody here should already have a Shopify store, I would hope anyway. Then you have a business manager. Business manager is inside of Facebook. Then you have ad accounts that hang off your business manager. And then you have pixels that get associated to your ad accounts, right? But you also add them to your Shopify store, and that creates kind of a tunnel or a pipe where Shopify sends data to Facebook, and Facebook can keep track of user behavior. So everyone should have a Shopify store. I'm just going to assume that from the get-go. If you need to create a business manager, the trick is go to business.facebook.com, business.facebook.com to set this up. To create an ad account, once you're in business.facebook.com and you've created your business manager, you log into the business manager. Again, this will be the URL you log into your business manager to after you've created it. And then you're going to click settings. That's this little gear icon down here in the bottom left. That'll open a page that looks something like this. Then you can click add accounts right here. And then you're going to click add. It's this blue button in the top right, and you're going to be able to create an ad account. It is going to ask you to add a credit card. This is where you'll need to do that. I mean, guys, these are ads. They're not free. You should kind of know that going into it. This is where you add your credit card. Everybody with me still? Let me know in the chat right now if everybody is with me still, and if you're finding this helpful. Are you with me? Let me know in the chat right now. Let me know in the chat right now. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Yep. Okay. All right. Good. Good. All right. Didn't lose anybody yet. Very good. All right. So I'm going to assume you do that. Okay. Again, I told you this is not an exhaustive walkthrough today. I just can't get into all that today if I'm going to show you how to do these methods too. So I'm going to assume you do that. Next is the pixel. So to add the pixel, there's a couple things you need to do. First, go add the Facebook and Instagram app to your Shopify store. Go add the Facebook and Instagram app to your Shopify store. Again, go to apps.shopify.com. After you leave Shine On a Great Review, then you can navigate over here to Facebook and Instagram. You can just search for it. It'll show up. Just install. It's pretty easy. Okay. Then inside of your business manager again, you're going to want to go to event manager. So I'm back on Facebook now, right? So this step is about installing the Facebook and Instagram app on your Shopify store. Then we go back to Facebook. After you've done that, go to events manager, and you should, especially if this is a new ad account, your screen should look something like this, and you'll have this connect data button right here. That's what you're going to click, and you're going to set up a pixel. When you're done with your pixel, the pixel is just going to be a bunch of like numbers, and that's okay. It's like a Google tracking tag or whatever, and you're just going to copy that and then put it inside the Facebook and Instagram app. Okay. Someone here's got a pretty good tip. Make sure everyone is set up with double verification as Facebook scams are on the rise. Yeah. So this is the two-factor authentication, or 2FA is what you see it abbreviated as in the accounts. You can set that up in Business Manager as well. And I highly encourage everybody to do that because it's bad. There's phishing attempts. Like as soon as you have one of these set up, you'll be getting emails that perfectly look like they come from Facebook. And it's just people trying to get your username and address and all that. So just set up 2FA or two-factor authentication. You should be good. All right. So now we should have all that done. Shopify store, your business manager, your ad account, and your pixel, right? This will probably take you 30 minutes to an hour if you've never done it before. You shouldn't hit too many snags, but take your time, walk through it carefully. It's going to ask for business information, all that kind of stuff. But this is kind of what it takes just to get the foundation laid so you can run your ads, okay? All right. By the way, this is not much to use the most powerful marketing platform in the history of the world, right? And I think I can say that without exaggeration. All right, so now we are going to look at Ads Manager. So I'm back in Facebook, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Ads Manager, and then I'm going to show you this $5 filter method from Chris Blair. So when you log into Ads Manager, this is kind of what it looks like. Now, I've got a bunch of data in this one. Yours probably won't have anything down here, right? But this is basically what it looks like. Now, we are going to zoom in on this here: campaigns, ad sets, and ads. So just so everybody's following me, if you look right here where my cursor is, this is the little section we're going to zoom in on: campaigns, ad sets, and ads. Whoops. Okay, this is where we're going to zoom in on. And the way you can think about this is like the structure of what's going on inside your ad account. The way Facebook has decided to do it is you have campaigns at the top level, and then inside of campaigns, you have ad sets, and then inside of ad sets, you have ads. It's kind of like this in the hierarchy. I like to think of these as folders. So I just think of campaigns and ad sets as folders. So at the campaign level, that's like the highest level folder. It's like the root level inside the ad directory. And then underneath of that are ad sets. Ad sets are like a subdirectory or a subfolder. And then inside of that are ads, right? So, by the way, like Facebook, I assume they pioneered this and came up with it. I mean, they've had it for as long as I've been using Ads Manager. And I have since noticed like TikTok basically copied exactly what Facebook's doing. I've seen some other places do the same. So learning this structure is helpful because it's almost universal at this point. So again, you have campaigns at the top. Then you have ad sets, which are nested inside of campaigns, and then ads that are nested off of ad sets. Okay. So each level you do different things with the ads inside of Facebook. Okay. So at the campaign level, so again, that's this top level here. At the campaign level, you set your objective for the campaign, right? So you're going to notice when you go in there, there's like 5 or 6 different objectives that you can set your campaign to. Like you can do calls, and I can't remember what they all are. The only one you should ever mess with are sales, right? It makes it super easy. Just choose sales, done. So when you get to the campaign and ask you what the objective is, choose sales and be done with it. Okay. Next, it's going to ask you to set your budget strategy. And you're going to notice there are 2 budget strategies. Now, I don't have a slide for this because I don't really want to get super deep into it. I am going to try to explain it quickly. So you have ABO and CBO. So that's ad set budget optimization and then campaign budget optimization. Those are your 2 options. For the $5 filter method, where I'm teaching you today, we're choosing ABO. So this is really simple. We're going to choose ABO, but I'm going to try to explain to you the differences between the 2. So all of this has to do with how Facebook is going to spend your money in the campaign. That's what it's asking you. It's saying like, hey, for your budget, let's say Facebook has $100, saying, how do you want us to spend? How do you want us to allocate the $100? And so there are 2 options. So option 1 is campaign budget optimization. So if you do this option, let's pretend you have a campaign and you have 5 ad sets off the campaign. What Facebook is going to do is it's going to try to use that $100 as effectively as it can at the campaign level. And it's going to do that by spending a little bit of money on each of the ad sets, seeing the data that comes back, and then trying to allocate the rest of the budget towards the winning ad sets. So, for example, if you have 5 ad sets, ad set 1 may have been a dud, and maybe it gets $5. Ad set 2 may have been a dud, and it gets $5. And then ad set 3 gets $20, and then ad set 4 gets $20, and ad set 5 gets 30, if I did all my math right. So it will spend a little bit of money across the ad sets, get some data back, and then kind of like allocate the remaining budget to where it thinks it's going to win. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's campaign budget optimization. It's how to think about it. With ad set budget optimization, what happens is you basically tell Facebook, hey, I don't want to set the ad at the campaign level where you do all the optimization for me. I want to set the ad at the budget at the ad set level. I want real tight control over where I spend my money at the ad set level. And this is helpful because when you're testing, you want to make sure that your tests get equal playtime, right? You want to make sure your tests get the same chance to succeed. And so the way this looks, practically speaking, is say you have your $100 budget again, and you've got your 5 ad sets. You can go into the ad set level and you can say for each ad set, you can say, I want to spend $20 for every ad set. So ad set 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, each of them get their own $20 budget. Does that make sense? So in one case, Facebook tries to optimize for you. In the other case, you say, Facebook, hands off. I'm going to tell you exactly where I want all my money to go, right? Now, I will tell you that the Facebook changes a lot, and like you're going to see strategies kind of evolve because like it's like in the background they're always messing with stuff. Most of the time when you're testing, ad set budget optimization really is kind of the way to go, because I've just seen too many false positives come out of testing with campaign budget optimization. Like that initial bit of money that Facebook will allocate across your ad sets, occasionally you just get lucky on an ad set, right? And that luck comes in like in the form of data, and Facebook goes, oh, that's where I'm going to spend all my money, and then it flops, right? Just because you kind of got lucky and showed it to you, just a perfect segment of the audience in the beginning. So really, when you're testing, using ad set budget optimization is the preferred way to go, because you can make sure that each ad set gets the same amount of spending. Okay. Hopefully this is making sense. And again, guys, I know this can be a little abstract. That's why I keep kind of trying to push people back to the $5 first sale challenge, because it'll really help you out with all this stuff. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about the ad set level. So we just talked about what you set up at the campaign level. You set up your objective, which is sales, and then your budget strategy. So ABO or CBO. We want you to choose ABO. Now we're going to talk about what you do at the ad set level. So here's where you choose your conversion event. Now, again, there's all kinds of conversion events when you get here. Like you're going to hit this section. You're going to go, holy cow, I didn't even know about all these. We're going to make it super easy for you. Just choose purchases. Don't choose anything else. Always choose purchases. Purchase is all you need. It's all you want. Don't do anything else. Now, I will tell you, if you spend any amount of money on Facebook, eventually you're going to get a call from someone that works at Facebook. And they're going to go, yeah, I'm a Facebook consultant. I want to help you do better in your ads. And inevitably, this person is going to tell you that when you're running ads, you should always start out by driving traffic and clicks and stuff. And then you should optimize your conversion event for add to carts, and then like initiate checkouts, and then all this stuff, right? And they are just telling you wrong. Facebook doesn't even know how their own product works, in my opinion. If you choose add to carts right here, I'm not kidding. There's a whole segment of people, like millions of people, that never buy anything, and all they do is add stuff to cart, and that is who your ads are going to show to. Right? If you choose add to carts here, you'll get add to carts. You probably aren't getting any purchases, right? No joke on this. So only ever choose purchases. Only ever choose purchases on this. That is important, guys. Only ever choose purchases. So next, at the ad set level, you get to set your budget. So this is the $5 filter method from Chris. And the budget, as you probably guessed it, is $5 a day. Okay, $5 a day. So that's what we're going to use here, making it easy. And then you have to choose the start time for the ad. This also happens at the ad set budget optimization level. And so, look, there's all kinds of like theory on this. Like if you're new, I just don't even go there. Don't read into all the theory on it. Just start it for 12 a.m. the next day. It's just the easiest thing to do, right? Start it at 12 a.m. on the next day. It's gonna give you a good 24 hours a day of coverage with your spend. And it will just kind of help you see how the ads perform, right? It just eliminates some variables. You get coverage over the whole day. You can see how things go. After you get some sales, guys, then you can start getting into theory and playing around. But for now, stick to the tried and true, and that's what I'm trying to teach you now. Okay. And then at the ad level, so again, you have campaigns, ad sets, and then ads. So at the ad level, this is where your ad creative shows up. So the ad creative is just a fancy word for like your static image ad or your video or whatever it is that you're wanting to put out there in front of people on Facebook to get them to buy your product, right? This is also where you're going to add your link to your product page. So when people click the ad, they go to the place where they can actually buy, right? Hopefully this makes sense for everybody. Okay. All right. So before you run your first ad, we have to do math. I know it's scary, guys. We have to do some math before you run your first ad, but it's pretty simple. By the way, if you're going to run any kind of business at all, let alone an e-commerce business, let alone where you're running ads, this is important. I mean, you need to know this stuff, okay? So it's pretty simple, though. I'm going to show you how to do it. So if you're going to run ads, one of the questions you've got to answer is like, how much can I spend to acquire a customer before I lose money, right? You need to calculate what your break-even cost is, right? You have to calculate where break-even's at. It's very important you do this. And then you know if you go over break-even, you lose money. If you get under break-even, you make money, right? So how do we do that? Well, it's not that hard. You take your selling price of the product. So I'm choosing $50 just to keep things easy. Let's assume you're selling like a jewelry item for $50, pretty standard. And then let's assume your base cost is 10. Okay, again, I'm just trying to keep the math easy. So if your selling price is 50, your base cost is 10, that leaves you $40 to spend on ads. Everybody see how I got there? It's really, really simple. If your selling price is 50, your base cost is 10, that 10's got to come out of the 50. Like, you know, if it's $50 on your website and somebody comes to your website and they pay you $50 for the product, okay? Well, now you got to pay ShineOn or whoever your provider is to make and fulfill the product. So let's just say that's $10. Again, I'm trying to keep all the math easy here. So that means you have $40 remaining after you take out the cost of the product. There's shipping in there too, guys. So don't forget shipping. I'm just trying to keep the math simple. So let's say you have $40 left. That's how much you have to spend on ads to acquire a customer. Okay, so $40 is technically speaking your break-even point, right? $40 is break-even on this, in this example, right? And then let's say, so this is break-even. So if it costs you $41 to acquire a customer, you lose money. But if it costs you $39 to acquire a customer, you make $1. That's how to think about it. So you have $40 to spend on ads. Now let's say, hypothetically speaking, it costs you $30 to get a purchase. That leaves you $10 in profit. You guys with me on this? So if you have $40 to spend on ads and hypothetically you spend $30 to get a purchase, that leaves you $10 in profit. Let me know if you're with me on this. Let me know if you're with me on this in the chat. Let me know if you are with me in the chat. Does this make sense so far? We're about to get into the $5 filter method. I need to make sure you guys got this. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. With you. All right, great. Okay. All right. Now, I want to lock in on something here, guys, especially for those of you that are new or whatever. This here's the dream, guys. If you can do profitable paid acquisition, where every time you put $1 into Facebook, you get some amount of profit out. Or in this case, you put $30 into Facebook and you get $10 in profit. If this happens, you scale it to the moon, right? If every time I put $30 into Facebook, I get 10 out, I'll do that all day long with as much money as I possibly can. Whatever by the way, you make smart, use your own judgment, make smart strategic risks and all of that. It's your money. Everything you pay to Facebook, you may never get back. So you have to keep all of that into account. I want to make very, very sure I'm not leading anybody down a bad path here. But hypothetically speaking, if there's a machine and I put $30 in the machine, and the machine spits out 40, right? So it gives me my 30 back plus 10. So I make $10 in profit. I will do that all day long. I will max out my credit card on that machine, right? I will do it all day long as fast as I can, because every time I put 30 in, I get 40 out. My money grows by 25%. You guys with me? This is the dream. And this is why Facebook is so incredible, is because once you break this, once you get profitable paid acquisition, it's like endless, guys. You just start feeding it money, and Facebook usually will help you scale it up. Now, eventually you'll hit a ceiling and things plateau and all that kind of stuff. But this is what you're going for. This is the dream. This is why a lot of what we teach here is test a bunch of products, lock in your winner where you can get profitable paid acquisition, and then scale it to the moon, right? But in order to get your winner, you got to test a lot of products, right? This is just the game that we are playing here. You got to test a bunch of products. It's like throwing spaghetti at the wall. You find something that sticks, and then you scale it. Then you scale it. And the scale here usually will pay for all the losers, right? It takes time, though, to learn from your market. It takes time to figure out what resonates, and it takes time to find your winner. Once you find your winner and you get this math working for you, you can ride this math damn near anywhere, right? So again, not guaranteeing success. You guys know I'm just sharing this for educational purposes, but this is kind of how this game works. Okay, I hope this is making sense. Hope this is making sense. Okay, let's get into the $5 filter method now from Chris Blair. So hopefully you're still with me on all the fundamentals, on the setup, on all of that stuff, because now I'm going to show you how you can use Chris Blair's $5 filter method to test a lot of products for relatively cheap. Now I'm going to tell you something before I get into this. It used to be, the method I used to teach people for testing products was to spend, I think it was like 50 or 60. No, it was like up to $90 a product. Yeah, I think it was like up to $90 a product across 3 days. I'd say spend $30 a day across 3 days on every new test. With Chris's method, it's so cheap. It's so cheap the way Chris does it. And Chris's stuff, it's genius the way he did it, quite honestly. So it's worked for him for years, and he's helped create a number of successful students. So I'm excited to share this method with you. So Chris came up with it. I named it, but Chris came up with it. Chris is a coach, by the way, in the Shine On community. So if you want some coaching, occasionally he's doing group coaching. He does one-on-one coaching. If that's your thing, Chris might be a great person for you to reach out to. And I'm sure he's going to be hanging around in the comments of this Facebook post. If you tag him, Chris Blair, or you send him a message, he'll be more than willing to talk to you. So anyways, the $5 filter method, let's get into it. So I did a session on this method with Chris. So I did a Coffee with Shine On just about this method with Chris in an interview. And after today's episode, if you want more, I'd encourage you to go chase that down and look for it. It's on the Shine On YouTube channel. If you type $5 filter method, you'll be able to find it. In that session, I drew this thingy here that looks really complicated. I drew all this in that session. So we went deep in the session and exactly how it works. So if you want more information, if you're wanting to try this, go check it out there. So here's kind of how this works. So at the campaign level, you create one campaign per product with Chris's method. One campaign per product. So what's a product? A product is a phrase or a quote, right? So one phrase, one quote per campaign. So, for example, I've got this right here, right? This phrase, to my bonus daughter, I didn't give you the gift of life. Life gave me the gift of you. For all the prayers I ever prayed, you are truly the answer. Okay. This would be one campaign in Chris's method, right? So I wouldn't take another product, I don't know if I have one, but I do. I wouldn't, just to make sure it's abundantly clear, I would not take this product and put it in the same campaign as this product. They're different phrases, different quotes, different niches. Making sense? So it's one product per campaign. Okay. And then what Chris does is he will typically have 2 or 3 ad sets inside that campaign. Each ad set will be a different ad, right? It'll be a different ad, like a different creative. Like I'll show you an example in a second. But for example, it might be one is a static image ad and then another one's a video, just for example. Or maybe one is a static image ad from a certain angle and then another one's a static image ad. It's like a lifestyle shot or something like that. That's the idea here. So it's one campaign per product and then 2 or 3 ad sets per campaign. And each ad set is going to one product, right? So you can see each ad set is going to one ad. So you can see one ad per ad set, right? And Chris, and I like it because Chris keeps it simple, Chris likes to just test with image ads. And I couldn't agree more. I think when you're starting out, test with image ads. Like if you don't know if the product works, don't go make video. It's too much work, right? Remember, volume, quantity. That is what you're trying to solve for when you are starting out here. So one campaign per product, 2 to 3 ad sets, and then one ad per ad set. Hope everybody is with me on this. Okay, so here's kind of another view of the same thing. So this here is just kind of a different visual on this hierarchy here. So you can see you have one campaign per product with ad set budget optimization. Here you have 2 $5 ad sets. So that's $10 in daily spend across 2 $5 ad sets. And then you have one ad hanging off of each ad set. Okay. Now, if you're confused about like the one ad per ad set, I actually made a visual just to kind of show you an example. So here you can see, and off of this ad set is this ad where you've got this text and this emoji up here at the top. And then off of this ad set is this other image ad where there is no text or emoji at the top. Right? Hopefully this is making sense. This is making sense to everybody. Let me know in the chat. Give me some thumbs up if this is making sense. It's important to me that you guys are tracking. Keep in mind that at Shine On, I only succeed when you succeed. So it is important to me. Yes, 100%. Okay. Visual helps. Very good. All right. Good. Everybody's here. Whoops. Okay. Again, if you're stuck, confused, want to go deeper, need more help, want the over-the-shoulder walkthroughs, First Sale Challenge. It's where I'd direct you. ShineOnChallenge.com. Okay. Now, after you run this ad setup for a little while, you're going to get data back, right? So you're going to spend money on Facebook. Data is going to come back in, right? Hopefully you'll get a sale or two, but if you don't, you're still going to have data. So you're going to go to Ads Manager. You're going to see all those little columns and rows are going to be filled with data, right? So now I'm going to show you how you can react to that data, right? And again, we go deep into this in the session I did with Chris on this method. So go check that out. So what you're looking at here, I tried to build you a little bit of a decision tree or decision ladder on what to do with the data as it comes back in. So Chris, and this is the genius of Chris's method here, he evaluates the performance of the campaign and the ad sets based on clicks, not purchases. This is really where it gets genius, in my opinion. So what Chris does is he looks at the cost per click, the cost per link click. And if it's greater than $2 and your purchases are 0, he kills the ad. So Chris has basically said that he's never seen a winning campaign where the cost per link click was greater than $2. So he just looks at that right out the gate and he says, man, if the cost per link click is greater than $2 and the purchases are 0, and this is after you let it run for a couple days, people, then he just kills it, right? But if the cost per link click is less than $2 and your purchases are 0, you let the ad set run. And then obviously, if you have a purchase, you let it run too. Okay. So now here's day 2. Okay, so I'm sorry. So this was day 1. So this is after 1 day of spend, right? So in this example, this would be after $10 in spend. You evaluate the ads like this. Now, day 2, you're asking another question. You're saying, okay, is the cost per link click greater than $1.50? If the answer is yes, you kill it. And if the answer is no, you let it run until the cost per link click is greater than $1.50 or until $40 in total spend at the campaign level. And then you kill it, right? This, by the way, I know there are some rules here and you're kind of like, man, it's probably confusing if you've never run ads. This is how you stay disciplined though with your spending, right? And you don't just go off your gut and your intuition. This is how you manage this like a pro, right? You have rules and you follow your rules, right? So again, this video is recorded. You'll be able to go back and revisit this at any point in time. Okay, so once the total campaign spend hits $40, if the add to cart is less than $1, less than $1 rather, and the cost per link click is greater than 70 cents, you kill the campaign. So basically at this point, it's like if you've had no add to carts and your cost per link click is still kind of high, just kill the campaign. But if you have had an add to cart, you can let it run to $60. Okay. And again, we go deeper into this in the session I did with Chris. Okay. All right. If your purchases are less than $1, I'm sorry, guys. If your purchases are less than $1, just kill the campaign. You can kill the campaign and you can potentially try the phrase, like do a variation on the phrase, like, because typically at this point, if your cost per link clicks were good, you're just not getting sales. It could be there's something with the phrase that resonates, but maybe the design or the product's throwing people off, right? If the purchases are less than $1, greater than $1, you can move to what we call the confirmation stage, which is where you spend a little bit more money. You try to confirm that the product's a winner, and then you move to scaling. It's kind of the idea. All right, so I'm getting some questions here. How do you calculate the numbers in the Diamond decision box? Well, so here's inside of Ads Manager. Okay, so let me, just so I don't confuse anybody, let me take this off the screen for a minute. Inside of Ads Manager, which was this here, guys. Oh, shoot. This here. You're going to get all kinds of data coming back inside of Ads Manager when you run an, oh, shoot. Where'd my screen go? There we go. All right. Inside of Ads Manager, which is this here, right? This is where you're going to be running your ads. You click this little green create button. You're going to create the ad. You're going to run the ad. And then data is going to come back in from Facebook. Like all these columns right here are going to start to fill in with data, right? And you're going to be able to see, well, I don't have this set up here, but like this does show like impressions. So this would be like how many total times Facebook presented your ad in the newsfeed. It'll show reach is like how many people, unique people saw the ad. Frequency is, well, I'm getting too in the weeds here. And then you have like purchases over here, right? But you can set this up so that it also shows your cost per link click, your add to carts, etc. So like all this data is going to start filling in when Facebook runs your ads, right? And so when we're making these evaluations back here, we're looking at the data in Ads Manager. So hopefully this is making sense now, right? And so all we're saying is if your cost per link click is greater than $2 and your purchases are 0, we have some decisions to make, right? And we're trying to make this super simple. So you have kind of a decision tree you can just follow. Hopefully that's making sense. Anybody that's run ads before, this is pretty easy. Like you'll get this right away. If you haven't run ads before, again, you probably are going to feel a little bit lost. Okay. And again, I'd encourage you, take the $5, first sale challenge, watch the other video with Chris and get out there and spend some money and get some experience with this. It will become concrete. I promise it'll become concrete. All right. So I'm going to talk very briefly about the confirmation stage. So just so everybody's following, you have testing, which is where you're like at $5 an ad set, right? Per ad. That's testing. You're going to spend this money. And as the data comes in, you have decisions to make. Okay. This is like toll gate number one, right? You need the ads to perform a certain way in order for you to spend more money on those ads, right? So that's testing. Okay. Then Chris likes to have a confirmation stage. So if in testing the product performed relatively well, before Chris scales it and starts spending buku dollars on it, he likes to move it to kind of a confirmation stage. You can almost think of this as a place where you get to incubate the ad and the product a little bit to really make sure it's going to perform well for you before you start to scale. Right? So this would be like toll gate number two that the product and the ads have to go through before you try to scale, right? So confirmation is kind of what Chris calls it. By the way, people have different names for this. We've called it ramping up. Mario Menduni calls it phase two. I mean, people call it the validation stage. I mean, everyone's got a term for this depending on their process. So here are kind of his rules for confirmation. I think I'm probably going to skip these. I think this is just a little over everybody's head as it is, and I'm going to get into more technical stuff, and it's probably not worth doing right here. So instead, I'm going to move to some takeaways. Okay. So here's some high level takeaways. First thing you should know, especially if you're new and you've never experienced it before, winning products reveal themselves. They really do. So when you have a winning product, like usually, not always, but usually you're getting sales kind of out of the gate. Like it performs strongly in testing and then confirmation and then in purchases. I mean, it's like it breezes through all your toll gates. Winning products really are like that. Like I always have felt like with, winning products come with different momentum, but like the big winning products, like I've always felt like they're taking me for a ride versus the other way around. Like with big winning products, I've always felt like I can't keep up. It's like, I know I'm leaving money on the table because the product's scaling faster then I can get my arms around it. It's like I can't keep up with the conversion rate, like all the tweaks and all the different things I'm trying to do to make sure I get as much money extracted from the product as possible. Like the big unicorn winners, they really feel that way. Okay. Whereas like the losers, you constantly feel like you're having to create momentum for them. You're having to stand behind them and push them forward. Right. And then obviously there's the spectrum between the unicorns and the losers. And you'll get all kinds of experience with everything in the middle of the spectrum as well. But typically winning products, they're strong out of the gate, right? So you're not going to have to go sit there and wonder if you have a winning product. Usually they're revealing themselves. Cost per link click really is telling a story. And if you can get really good at reading your cost per link clicks, you can control your budget really well. Be a card counter and not a gambler. This is just like, guys, don't just guess, don't wing it. Like have your rules, be disciplined, and make sure you're on top of your game, like from a fiscal perspective. Like don't just roll the dice on this stuff. Like be calculated, be measured, be disciplined in your approach to running ads. But guys, anybody that's a pro at this is how they operate. They don't let their emotions get in the way. They read the data. They read the data and then they follow the data. And then finally, your product really is everything. So this is something else you'll learn over time. You can't put lipstick on a pig. You can't make a bad product perform just by running good ads. It just doesn't work that way. You have to have a great product. And by the way, if you have a great product, meaning like your phrase is awesome, it's resonating with an audience, the design works, the product page is great. If you have a great product, guys, everything else is very forgiving. It is crazy. Like if you have a great product, you don't have to be a master at ads to still make sales. Like you can make mistakes with the ads and oftentimes you'll still make some sales, right? Great products really do that. Okay. So everything gets built on top of great products. That's probably the biggest takeaway from today's entire session for you. And then a final note here on new accounts. This is kind of important. So on new accounts, you need to keep in mind CPMs. So this is like the cost of your ads. So every time Facebook shows your ad, does 100 impressions of your ad, they calculate a CPM. So CPM stands for cost per milieu. It's like the cost per 1,000 impressions is what a CPM is. And this is like the little marketing unit that a lot of people pay attention to from a financial perspective. And good CPMs are anywhere between like 10 and probably $15, depending on your ad account, your ad, your niche, things like that, especially in kind of the shine on space. But new accounts, the CPMs will often be a lot higher, and they can be noisy, man. They can fluctuate depending on the time of year. All kinds of things can make CPMs fluctuate. So don't get too bent out of shape based on CPMs. Instead, read the data that we're teaching you to do here. Keep a level head and make your decisions based on your breakpoints and your rules. So control your spending. Again, having rules, following a process is the best way to control your spending. Don't panic if you have a bad day. It happens. You know, Mondays perform different than Fridays. And by the way, Fridays that are paydays perform different than Fridays that are not paydays. The Friday before, you know, a holiday weekend performs differently than a normal Friday. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can cause the performance to fluctuate. So just don't get too bent out of shape about all that. Be disciplined, be measured, be level-headed, have your process and follow it. And then here's a reframe if you're new and you've never run ads before, because as soon as you start spending money on ads and you don't get sales, you're going to feel it and it's going to mess with your brain. Here's a reframe. Tell yourself, you're buying data, you're not losing money. You are buying data, you are not losing money. Spend $5, you get $5 worth of data back. Learn from the data, reflect on the data, figure out what you need to change with your product page or your product or your niche or whatever it is, and adjust, and then do it again. But you're buying data, and as long as you're learning from the data, it's money well spent. Okay, but if you buy data and you don't learn from it, of course that's a waste, right? So you're buying data, you're not losing money. That's the reframe everybody needs to walk away with. All right, so where do you go from here? Well, I've said it, many times here. ShineOnChallenge.com is really where I would like everybody to go. It's just going to be the easiest way to kind of get started here. Watch the $5 filter method episode with Chris. This is on the Coffee with the Shine On YouTube channel. And then if you really are interested, you can take some coaching with Chris too. Max, I saw in the chat here earlier, has done coaching with Chris for like a year, and Matt's had a ton of success. Chris really is a pro. He built his own print-on-demand store and sold it. He does group coaching. He does one-on-one. He's solid. He comes at this with like over a decade of real experience. So you can potentially take coaching with Chris if your budget allows. So ShineOnChallenge.com, watch the $5 filter method Coffee with Shine On episode on the Shine On YouTube channel, and potentially consider taking coaching with Chris. Okay, I'm going to open this up to questions for, 5 or 10 minutes here, and then we are going to wrap. So what questions do you have? First one, what is the cost of coaching with Chris? He has a one-on-one package and he has group coaching packages. I can't answer, and probably be inappropriate for me to even throw darts at it in the stream here. But if you go to Facebook and you reach out to Chris, he'll answer your DMs and he'll talk about it with you. So I believe he has a new group coaching cohort opening up pretty soon too. Can you show the previous slide again? Yeah, was it this one? Hopefully it was this one. All right, any other questions? Whoops. Any other questions? What about catalog ads to find good products? Yeah, that's an interesting question. So I haven't seen, everybody's got a different approach. Okay. Most of the people that I have seen or talked to that has had success at Shine On haven't really used catalog ads for testing, but I do know this can be popular in the t-shirt space. So, that's my long answer. I think my short answer is you just got to test. You got to test and see what works. I've been told by Shopify and another source taking 90 days to get your first order for a brand new store is normal. Is this similar to Chris's data? Man, I don't know how to answer what is normal. So I'll be, kind of as honest about this as I can. A lot of people come into Shine On and they don't make a sale. But a lot of them don't take any action either. I mean, you go to their store and their store is halfway built and their products aren't very good. And, so and who knows if they ever actually even ran ads. It's like they kind of came in and just petered out, if that makes sense. So this is legitimately a little bit of a tough question to answer. Now, I will tell you, at least according to our data, the people we see that are most successful, they come in with a store that's preloaded with products. Like, again, we can build that for you. It's like $5. They take the first sale challenge. And then they take one of the cohorts. And the people that do all of those things, I'm scared to quote a number here. There's a number that's coming to mind. I'm going to say it, but I'm going to put a big disclaimer around it. And that is, our data could be wrong. I might be misremembering this, any number of things, but I think it's like 40% of the people that follow that path will get to a first sale, right? Now, in terms of time frame, it's hard for me to answer. I don't know how to answer that. I will tell you the $5 challenge is meant to get you there in like a week, right? I have run 3-day first sale challenge events before and had a certain number of people get their first sale. So it varies. It depends a lot on how much action you take, how much skill you bring to the table, how good your products are. I mean, there are just so many variables. It's really hard to factor. So is 90 days normal? Man, that feels high to me, but I wouldn't be able to say I had definitive data to say that was wrong. Where can I find a $5 Shopify store setup? Now, that's a great question. Let me see. I'll get back to you. I've got a message out right now to a teammate. Let me see if I can get a URL for that. All right, links on PodU yearly offer for $99 is not working. Any help? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to help you. I don't have an answer for you right this minute, but I'm gonna talk to the guy that kind of owns that, and we'll get it fixed. So maybe try in like a day, and it'll probably work. What's a 100 challenge, and why is it the best way to stay motivated? All right, so every year, I think I was actually supposed to promote this today. Every year, for 5 years, 6 years, 4 years, something like that, we've done something during Q4 called the 100 challenge. Okay. It starts 100 days out from our shipping cutoff for Q4. So that means our shipping cutoff is typically like December 20th or 19th. So we go back 100 days from that and we start this challenge. And the idea is that for the 100 days leading up to Q4, we encourage you and challenge you to launch one product a day. For all of Q4, you're launching one product and hopefully testing one product per day for all of Q4. And the goal is to make your first 100 sales at minimum is what we're hoping. But Q4 is the best time of year to be doing testing. It's the best time of year to learn. And if you commit to this challenge and you really take massive action for the entire duration of Q4, we have seen people get phenomenal, unbelievable results. Now, obviously, can't guarantee success, and you know all of that. I'm sharing all this for educational purposes, but that's kind of the idea behind the 100 challenge. And we've done one every single year for several years. Tammy hosts and runs the challenge. And so over in POD University, she'll set up a space where everybody that's part of the challenge will be in a group together. And she goes live multiple times a week, teaching, training, motivating. We provide all kinds of resources, free message cards. We even have some vendor deals coming into it this year. We're trying to work on some prizes for the challenge this year. We don't totally have that nailed down yet, but every single year we see this cohort, the people in the 100, 100, 100 challenge, the cohort as a whole usually does multiple millions of dollars of revenue a year. Okay. Again, nothing's guaranteed, sharing for educational purposes only, but that's why we do it every single year. Right. So it's a great challenge. I encourage you all to be part of it. We are going to be launching the like landing page and the sign up for it, like I think within a week. I mean, we're working on it right now, or I say we, I mean, technically speaking, just Tammy, but that is coming. All right. So if you want the done for you $5 store, the URL is ugly, but I'm putting it in the chat. So the whoever asked about the $5 store, dropping that link in the chat now. All right. I'm going to keep going. And look right here. Someone says the 100, 100, 100 was my favorite. That's from Amanda. Yeah, it's a great one. All right. Do you update lists of phrases from your data of those winning product before, like you share before of list of phrases? Does it updated one now this year? I think you're talking about the phrase playbook, and I think you're asking me if I update that every year. So I haven't updated it for this year, but honestly, it's not going to change much. It's like 10 or 20% of the phrases that drive 80% of the sales, and they're already captured in that playbook. So it's really not going to change very much from what's in the playbook. That's why I was confident sharing the playbook like a week or 2 weeks ago whenever I did that here on Coffee with Shine On. I'd encourage you to pick it up and use it, man. Did you try doing AI UGC for the necklace product? Does it work? Yes. When you have a winner and you're trying to scale, moving into like video ads and things like that on that product is definitely worth a test. Links on PodU yearly offer. Yeah, we're working on that right now. Yeah, Rodrigo's working on that right now. So would that be a whole new Shopify store? Shine, I already have a Shopify store. Oh yeah, if you want the one that gets pre-built with all the products, it's a new store. Sorry. When will the testing products be available for all to use? You might go look at your catalog. It might be in your catalog right now. Tammy is such an amazing resource too. Yeah, Tammy rocks. Tammy's a freaking rock star. She's been at the company for 5 or 6 years. She has a great contextual knowledge of the business. She knows a lot of you all know her on a first name basis. Yeah, Tammy's freaking awesome. She's an invaluable part of the company. So I don't have anything but great things to say about her. I don't have enough great things to say about her. Maybe that's what the phrase I was reaching for. All right, I can get the POS. I can get the POS community. POD. I think you meant POD, buddy. POS is a different acronym. Putting my dukes down now. I can get the POD community and click on AI tools, and it has a link to click to get started, but I get a screen to log in using my Shine On account. I click that and nothing happens. All right. First, I've heard that. I will also share that with the one in charge. All right. So, okay, I'm told that for the annual pass for PodU, try this link here. And I believe it should work. So excited to do it again. We're excited to have you, Amanda. I'm going to have to get wrapping up, guys. Can't wait for the one. Yes, it's amazing. Tammy's awesome. Does anyone know where to get video ads created for me? We have the Shine On UGC store, so shineonugc.com that you can use. Also, use AI. Use AI. Okay. Let's see. Typo. Yeah, it's all right. I know. How does the shop name work if we have you build the store? You get to choose. You get to choose the shop name. I think we try to help you with like logo and stuff, but everything you can kind of go in and do your own thing with. Store name is mean for the new store. Yeah, you can choose the store name. So you should be good. This is my favorite CWS. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. I am going to go work on my to-do list now. So I hope you found this helpful. I really do. I hope you connect with Chris or take the Shine On first sale challenge or take the 100 challenge. I hope you run your first Facebook ads. I hope you get your first sale. Okay. Hope you got a lot of value out of today. And until next time, keep selling. See you later.